Welcome to Break Through Your Blocks and Reinvent, a jumpstart platform for women 40 plus ready to get clarity, take the next step, and reinvent themselves. I'm Joy Norman at becomingfierceentrepreneurs.com, and I'm interviewing Mitta Wise today, the host of Break Through Your Blocks and Reinvent. Hey, Mitta.
Hey, nice to have you. Thank you for interviewing me today, Joy. That's very special.
Thank you for the opportunity. I am so excited to talk to you today. And Mitta is the last speaker to close out the 6-day series. And Mitta's topic today is everyday exercises for a lifetime. Also, this includes a guided meditation. So be ready.
Later. We'll do that one later.
All right. I can't wait. Welcome. So, Mitta, let's start with you telling us briefly about your story and your background.
Sure. So, as you can tell, I have a little bit of an accent. So, I'm from New Zealand originally, and I grew up there. I was very blessed to have wonderful parents and wonderful siblings. And I had a mother who always taught me that everyone is equal, maybe not in circumstances, but everybody's inner value is equal, and to respect and love all people. So that's been part of me ever since I was a young child. And that's been expressed in many different ways throughout my life. And it's truly a part of who I am today, respecting and loving all peoples of the earth. Very important. So I was in New Zealand till, my early 20s. I was a registered nurse in New Zealand. And then I went to Australia, and I lived a holistic lifestyle in Australia, living on meditation centers, et cetera, and then moved to Los Angeles, which was a huge, big city. And I was this little girl from New Zealand at the time, but I learned to adapt here. And once I had adapted, it was pretty easy for me to sort of go from being a nurse who lived a holistic lifestyle to then becoming a truly a holistic practitioner in Los Angeles. So that's a little bit about me and my background.
Oh, you are far away from home, but we are so
Yes.
happy to have you.
Thank you.
So tell us more about your work today.
Sure. So again, my work today is sort of like a culmination of all the different things I've done and all my experiences, like it is for all of us, right? So, I have that sort of medical background as a registered nurse, and then I have this holistic type existence that I lived in Australia and continued in the States. And in the States, I became a hypnotherapist, an energy therapist, breath therapist. I trained in many different things, all sorts of things. I just trained and trained and trained for many, many years. That's what I did. And then I would apply it in my work. And then every couple of years, I would sort of change my work around as a holistic practitioner. I would sort of morph my business around. And it's taken me today where I'm a sort of a mix of the modalities that really resonated with me. I'm trained in many things, but I've kept a few. And so today what I do is I teach people everyday exercises for a lifetime. That's the topic of my thing today. And I call it that because I have these tools that I have learned from all the different things that I've trained in, all the different ways that I've lived. And so I sort of combine some of these tools and exercises into different kinds of ways that I can help women particularly and guide them when they need support through transitions and different life experiences that they're going through. So I have a wealth of tools like a toolbox, and I teach women everyday exercises for a lifetime so that they can do them at home. It's a way that they can help themselves at home and empower themselves, right? And once they've learned these exercises and tools and different things, they happen for a lifetime. So those sort of things like visualization and energy exercises and breathing exercises and gosh, so many different things, right? But that's what I put together in a packet today to help women. And I have an online program. It's a 4-month program, and I take women by the hand and I help them go from stress to purpose, unclear to clear, and unfulfilled to fulfilled. And I do this by doing some coaching, some online work, and showing them this toolbox and really like helping them learn some of those things to help themselves. So that's it in a nutshell.
That is awesome. Who better to talk about this topic on reinventing? Because you have
right,
done
exactly.
it
That's
over
why I
and
chose
over.
it, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, we all need a little bit of that sometimes, whether it's, you know, whether it's just getting to know yourself better, or whether it's taking a little step, or whether it's taking big leaps in your life. We all sort of need sometimes that just to follow our path and see where it leads us.
Yes. So Mitta, do you work with women 40 plus? And can you tell us more about that?
Sure, I absolutely do. Of course, I'm 40 plus. And as you like to call it, Joy, you like to call it seasoned.
That's right, because it tastes better with a little seasoning.
Right. So, of course, I'm in that age group, and so I relate a lot. I do work with some younger people too, but mostly women 40 plus. And, you know, it's different a little bit, because in those years from 20 to 40, I look at them as sort of formative adult years in a way. You're learning a lot. You're maybe, you know, you're maybe having children and learning how to raise children and being very busy. You're learning in your career. You know, it's like a big busy learning period almost, you know. And then by the time you get to 40 plus, I feel like we're going into sort of like a deeper wisdom, right? It's sort of like a deeper understanding of ourselves and those around us.
Yeah.
So it's that time to go inwards, discover more, give yourself a little bit more time for yourself, and how to bring that into the world authentically. And begin to see how you can help others as well. So I feel it as a time of deeper wisdom is how I describe it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that how you see it too?
Oh yes. Yep. Yep. And when you know better, you just do better too, you know. Yes.
And it's a time of expression too, right? More expression of who we really are, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You become more confident, more reassured, for me anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. And more sort of wanting to authentically be in your life, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
No filter, you know.
Right.
Yeah. So Mitta, there's a quote on one of your sites, and I'll read it. Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can. And that's by John Wesley. So Mitta, why is this quote particularly important to you?
I think you have to stand for something in life, and I think you have to stand for good. At least I have to stand for good, and I know you do too. And I know there's a lot of people out there. I know we see a lot of things on the news and we see a lot of things happening in the world. But if you really truly look, there are so many of us who stand for good. Most of us stand for good, really, in some way or another, whether it be teeny little bit or a lot, or if we're only able to help ourselves and maybe not help others. But most of us have that want to have goodness and to do good in the world. And what I think this quote means for me is that whether you can only do a little bit of good in your daily life at home, or whether you do a lot of good on a global scale, it's just as important. It's important. It's just as important to remember that the good that you do in your home every day, those little good things in your home, your family, your friends, your community, your work, they're just as important. And I think we don't really realize what impact that actually has. That sometimes we get frustrated. And again, we look at some things that are happening in the world and we think, well, how am I going to make a difference? But I truly think that this quote is saying, just keep continuing. It starts here in the home. It starts with you, and keep continuing to do those little good things, because when there's many of us doing it, it helps propel goodness in the world. And I truly believe that. I truly believe it makes an impact. So it's important.
Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, I agree. Do all the good and
Yeah.
engage with others proactively in a way that nourishes goodness. Ooh, and strengthen. That can strengthen a community right there.
Right, exactly. And just to know that you are making a difference, even if just a little good thing in your home, a little good thing with your neighbor, a little good thing with your wife or husband, with your
Yeah.
child, with your coworker, just that little good thing you don't really know the ripple effect of that. Sometimes
Yeah.
we don't even see the ripple effect of that, but there is a ripple effect of goodness. I believe that.
Yes, and the world really needs it right now. Your
Mhm.
kindness.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I love it. So, Mita, what daily rituals do you have that could possibly help the viewers with their daily habits?
Okay, sure. I walk every day. I mean, just almost every day. There might be a day I miss, but very really, I really do try to walk every day. And I think that really helps. That movement helps. It helps with clarity. It helps physically, of course, but it also helps emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And I really enjoy walking in my neighborhood, and I really admire all the beautiful things that I see and hear and on the way. And sometimes I'll be doing a little meditation also while I'm walking, but I also meditate every day. So I find that's important. Whether you can do your 20, half an hour meditation or longer, or whether you can only do, a little 5-minute thing. I mean, it's all important. Visualization too is really important daily. And again, if you can sit down and do a 20-minute visualization of what you want and where you want to be, that's great. And if you don't get time, or if you want to do extra, you can just do a little visualization, while you're walking or while you're doing something else. So that's great. I do a little gratitude every day. Sometimes I do it in the morning, sometimes I'll do it at night when I'm really tired. I get into bed and I'll be like, thank you. and then I'll say thank you to all the other things that I have in my life as well.
Yeah.
So those are just some of the main things that I do. There's some other little things I do too. I always hug my spouse and, tell him he matters to me in some way, or,
Oh.
some of those little things, right? But yeah, and I try to respond to people as much as I can, in a kind way, when I, as much as I can. So those are some of the daily rituals that I do. And I know in this series, 6 days, you've got lots of tips on daily habits, because I've been asking that question in the series. And so we've got lots of different kinds of daily habits. But one thing I've just got to tell you, Joy, is that what I'm noticing is a thread that goes through my interview and a lot of the other speakers' interviews is gratitude.
Yeah.
So I am noticing that. So yes, that's me. That's my daily rituals.
Thank you so much for the work you do. Through you, I've learned to be more mindful, to be more intentional and in the moment. And then thank you for helping me. Now, when I walk, I try to notice everything, Mita.
Oh, great. Oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
do a meditation walk. And just, because before I was just doing it for exercise, and to get it over with. I was like, oh, I want to hurry up and get back home. But now I try to notice everything and just be more in the moment. So
Oh,
thank you so
good.
much for the work you do. And thank you for teaching us how to meditate. And then, like you said, gratitude is so important too.
It really is. And it's great that there's so many of us doing it these days, because it's out there a lot, right? And so there's more and more people being grateful these days. That's wonderful.
Yes. Yeah, I try to do my daily affirmations, try to
Oh,
write down at least 3 things I'm grateful for.
oh, good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Mita, I know you have a free gift. Would you like to tell us about it?
Sure. I have a self-care manual and a couple of little different visualization exercises that I've just written out for you. So with the visualization exercises, you can just read them, or you can record them and play them to yourself, or however you want to do that, write it out for yourself, things like that. So it's a little self-care PDF and a couple of visualization exercises.
Oh, awesome. Okay, viewers, please click below for all of Mita's links, including her free gift. Also, make sure you go to her sites and connect with her and really get a feel for everything she offers that can benefit you. That is awesome. Thank you, Mita.
I hope so, yes.
Yes. So, Mita, do you have any final thoughts or last words or wisdom before you start your guided meditation?
Yes. So we'll do the guided meditation probably a little separately, and I'll post it underneath this interview. What I wanted to do was thank you all for attending the event and giving your energy and love to it. We couldn't have done it without you. And I wanted to thank all the lovely speakers, including Joy here, who's a speaker as well. And I wanted to thank all the speakers who really did give all their time and energy and love and passion. And, they're all at the top of their game, and they all busy and all came to share their wisdom and tips with everybody. So I'm in gratitude for all of you for attending and for all the speakers. And I truly hope that you got what you came for, or you got support to get you what you want and need going ahead in the days and weeks and months ahead. I truly wish that for you. And remember the good quote that we talked a little bit about before. And just know that every step that you take in kindness, goodness, and love, no matter how big or small, it's never wasted. It is not wasted. Never. So remember that. It's so important. So thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mitta Wise. This is Mitta Wise, host of Breakthrough Your Blocks and Reinvent. And I am Joy Norman of BecomingFierceEntrepreneurs.com. Mitta, thank you so much for giving us your time, your energy, your passion, your love and expertise, and for hosting this wonderful event that is closing today.
Yes, thank you, Joy. Thank you for being the interviewer. I really appreciate it. And we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, everybody. We'll do I'll do the guided meditation a little separately, and I'll put that probably underneath this one as well. So, so look for that as well. I also have a little excerpt from last year's series that we did, and that will be on this page as well. So sending love to you all. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.